This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Good evening, namaskar, and welcome. My name is Peter Abraham, and I welcome you all to the 10th edition of the India Online Poker Championship. And just in case you are unaware, this IOPC features 118 tournaments in its schedule spread across 3 odd weeks. And of course, we're hosting this at SpartanPoker.com. And there's a mammoth 28 crores in guaranteed prize pools that's up for grabs for all the players who are participating. They say legends live through their stories. And why? Because, well, they create history. And the one and only gigantic online poker championship from India, the IOPC, is here to give you a magnificent tournament coming up shortly, which is in the form of the 1.75 crore guaranteed Millionaire Legends, which carries a buy-in of 27,500 rupees. But of course, if you're one of those grinders, you can also use your VIP points at Spartan, 5,500 of those, in order to participate in this Millionaire Legends tournament. Well, the action of this mega tournament kickstarted from the 23rd of Jan 2021, and today, of course, we are going to live stream the final table of this Millionaire Legends tournament. The event saw a registration of 770 entries, which transformed to a final payout of just over 1.92 crores. That's a lot of cookies to be playing for. So it's been quite a battle to, of course, get there. No one giving an inch, and we're now down to that final table of players. Let's take a look at all of them who are there. Leading the pack is the internet kid, who's Karthik Ved, of course. Very, very impressive young player who's got a number of deep finishes and, of course, plenty of titles to boot over the course of the last 5 to 6 years that he's been playing the game. Currently based in Goa. His most recent big finish was a prize of 22.4 lakhs at the GPS main event. And while he's sitting pretty on top, he can't be too comfortable about it, because snapping at his heels with a stack of 4.91 million chips is Vishal Tulsian, playing as Tokyo 999. Vishal has been playing since 2013, and he's based in Gurgaon. His recent big finish was the grand finale title at the AOPS for a sum of 44 lakh rupees. Rounding off the top three is once again a familiar name in Ashish Munot, who's playing as Donkey 07. And Ashish has got 3.35 million in chips. Again, someone who's got plenty of titles to his name. So Ashish Munot, the WPT India main event champion from 2019, is the third biggest stack at this Legends final table. And following him is, I'm not sure what this username is all about. It's not Vadu Mela, but I'm going to stick with his real name, which is Aniket Wagmare. Aniket has got 3.03 million in chips, and he's got nearly 2 crores in online cashes, multiple title wins at Spartan and other websites as well. And Aniket is based in Mumbai. Next up is Ujjwal Narwal, who's playing as Paper Boy with 2.02 million in chips. He is the winner of the Spartan Super High Roller title not too long ago. And one of the newer players at this table in that sense. He's been playing for just over 3 years. Last but certainly not the least, another complicated username with Soros Druck Tudor or Sivarama Nagendra Vadlamani, who's sitting last on the chip counts at this Millionaire Legends final table. He's got a little under 600,000 in chips, 5.93 to be exact. And Nagendra is the winner of the WPT India Mini High Roller event recently. And he's got a bunch of other tournament titles like the other 52 millions and many more. So I just want to let all our viewers know that the 1.75 crore guaranteed tournament here was successfully crushed. It's got 1.92 crores now in the prize pool, which is going to be distributed amongst these money finishers. And of course, the biggest chunk of those goes to these 6 players. Right up top, 36.35 lakh rupees is what's going the winner's way of this particular Millionaire Legends tournament. And if that wasn't good enough, there's also a sweetener to all of that, which is an 18-karat gold badge, an IOPC medallion, which will go the way of the winner of this Millionaire Legends event. Everyone is guaranteed a payday of a little over 7 lakh rupees. That's the min payout for these last 6 players who are remaining. Up top is, of course, 36.36 lakh rupees for the winner. And one more thing that's coming the way of these winners is that all of them will be put into what is known as the IOPC Masters table. This Masters table takes place right after the main schedule of all the IOPC events. And out there, besides the additional money that they're playing for at the Masters table, there's also a sweet customized Breitling Avengers chronograph 43 watch. That's quite a mouthful. And without further ado, here's a contest for all the viewers out there right now. And if you are one of the lucky winners, you will get a ticket into IOPC number 78, the event which is known as Recharge. And that ticket price is worth 2,200 rupees. So stay tuned to this question and make sure you get your answers over the course of the live stream. We will be announcing winners. The question is this: which legendary casino owner held the first ever World Series of Poker back in 1970? Which is the legendary casino owner who held the first World Series of Poker, the WSOP, the legendary WSOP event that started off in 1970? Get your answers by commenting on the live stream with your Spartan Poker ID, tag 3 of your friends, and one lucky winner will get a ticket into IOPC number 78, which is the Recharge tournament, worth rupees 2,200. Now, to bring you all the action from this final table, I'm joined by 2 poker professionals. Well, one of them is not quite a professional, but he fancies himself to be one. And I totally get that because he's been around in the scene for a long time. Let me talk about the first gentleman, who is one of our international commentators. Born in 1985, this American poker professional and competitive fighting game player has earned over $2 million on PokerStars. He's known for playing 24 tables at the same time, which of course earned him the Supernova Elite status 4 times. That's quite an accomplishment. And I'm talking about none other than Randy Liu. Along with Randy, we are also joined by a not quite professional poker player who has got, of course, the main event title from the 2012 India Poker Championship that was held in Goa. And Richard Haridasoham shipped that main event, which was called the 25K Big Game back then. And since then, Richard has been a known quantity on the circuit. He might not be as regular a player as he would like, but he's certainly stayed connected with the game on the table and off. He's also the founder and the host, I beg your pardon, for the poker podcast known as Poker Rajas. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Randy Liu and Richard Haridasoham. Richard, let me start with you first, man. we've done a bit of commentary across some of the live IPC events and a couple of the online things as well. The first live stream that we did a couple of days back, that just finished up in, I think, maybe 35 minutes. So it's one of those real quick ones. We're hoping for a more extended amount of play on this one, though.
Thanks a lot, Peter. Yeah, the last stream, it started really fast. We got two very early bust outs, and for a while, it felt like the stream's going to go on. But then again, the last three players got busted really quick. So yeah, short stream, but it was a really exciting one. And this lineup as well looks pretty exciting. The average stack is about 25, 26 BBs. The top stack is, I think, 44 BB. And we have one player just waiting to bust. And Randy, what do you make of it? What do you expect when, there's this shallow, stack size, and the chip leader is in a position to sort of dominate? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, so what happens in this situation, especially when there's a very clear short stack, which is happening in this situation, is everyone that isn't the short stack should fold the majority of their hands. So even hands that look playable, maybe ace deuce suited and stuff like this, should just be going straight into the muck. The chip leader will drive the action. They're going to raise potentially any two cards, depending on how this situation is. And everyone is just going to fold and waiting for this short stack to either bust or double up. If he doubles up, everyone's got some time now he's going to have to wait, and just things will change it up. But if he busts, then everyone's like, okay, cool, we got a pay jump, and now let's just see what happens, how the poker cards could fall.
Yeah, I mean, considering that he's got a stack of, I think, just under 600,000 in chips, but Nagendra Vadlamani, who is the short stack on this table, playing as Sora Struck Tudor, please explain to us what the deal with that name is, by the way. We'll come back to you. Hopefully you go on to win and we do that call with you and we figure out what's the deal behind this username. But anyway, Nagendra is no slouch at the poker table for sure. So I think, Randy, just to sort of extend to what you were saying, it perhaps gives an opportunity for a player like Nagendra to also fire out with a little more fearlessly, I would say, just because he knows the others are on their toes waiting for the double up or bust situation as far as his stack is concerned.
Yeah, exactly. And he needs to just raise, really. And if he gets resistance, so maybe some of the guys are just still reshoving, then he doesn't have to raise any two cards anymore, right? But first, I would just start testing the waters right away. I expect the short stack to really, when it's just 5 big blinds or less, everyone will just not play a hand unless they're not really that good of a professional. It just really doesn't make any sense. This guy is guaranteed to get it all in, pretty forced by the blinds. Even hands, like pocket 5s and 6s, those are probably just going straight into the muck, assuming the chip leader hasn't opened. Assuming chip leader's open, things like this.
Richie, there's definitely no shortage of talent at this final table. If you had to pick someone who's going to go all the way, the most obvious answer would probably be Karthik Ved, the internet kid.
Yeah.
But that being said, he really can't take it easy here because any of these guys, including, the short stack in Nagendra, could pose a definite threat to his stay at the top.
Yeah, Peter, I agree. So Karthik Ved definitely is one of the better players at the table, but the others are all accomplished veterans of the game. And I really like Ujjwal as well for the winner. He's a 24-year-old kid, but he has a lot of results to back his experience at the poker table. So because of the short stacks, I don't think anyone has too much of an edge. But yes, the chip leader is going to try and just take this home really quick.
Randy, let me ask you, as far as I'm not sure if you know all of these players too well, but clearly they all have pretty impressive resumes. Some very obvious things that, some traps that perhaps the chip leaders could fall into, some things that they want to maybe avoid, when they go into this final table a little while from now?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is, some guys, they're like, oh, I've got the chip lead, I'm just going to run over the table. And then they're a little bit too reckless sometimes. And then they all of a sudden find themselves down to maybe the near the bottom stack. They make like a reckless reshove all in like thinking, oh well, he can't call Vinny to even with a strong hand. I mean, like medium strength hands, because he's going to try to out ladder this guy. That's the shortest stack. But you know what? Sometimes people do wake up with pocket aces, pocket kings, and pocket queens, and they're still going to call your reshoves. So they need to still realize that people will get some cards and stuff like that. They can't be too reckless. If you look at the chip stack carefully, the chip leader, yes, he's the chip leader, but he's only got a few 100,000 more chips than the second place guy. So really, either two of these guys, one of them needs to kind of step up and see things how they go. But if they kind of stay each other's out of the way, it's kind of like maybe they take turns raising. Who knows? But you just don't. You need to not call off lightly, because the guys in the middle are not going to play too crazy.
Gentlemen, I think enough of talk from our end. Let's go and check out the action now at the final table of this Millionaire Legends tournament.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're underway with the action here at this final table of the Millionaire Legends tournament. The cards are ready to be dealt. And for those of you who have just joined us, bear in mind these are the final 6 players at this final table of the Millionaire Legends. And leading the pack with a stack of a little over 5.2 million is the Internet Kid, Karthik Ved, the chip leader at this final table. And right at the bottom is the man with the very interestingly named Soros-struck Tudor, Nagendra Vadlamani, who's got just under 600k in chips.
Paperboy going for the kill. So Ujjwal's here to play. Pretty big shove there. What do you think, Randy? With a short stack at the table, would you like shoving pocket fives there from the button?
I think it's reasonable. I do think that if you're going to open the hand, you should be open shoving, because it prevents the Internet Kid and Donkey with the bigger stacks to reshove on you, forcing you to fold. So I think open jamming's fine. Is it reckless? Maybe potentially a little bit, but I don't. Just because Soros is so short, we know he's going to get on real soon. But I don't think it's a wrong play at all. Just that some people have different styles. Where some people are like, okay, let me force to try to get these little pay jumps here and there. But some people just play for the win out right away. You can see Paperboy is not scared. He's still opening up Ace-4 suited with 20 big blinds. But we'll see if the chip leader is going to just kind of try to punish this.
I think we were having a chat before this stream began with Richard and myself, and we were like, there are a couple of players on this table who are definitely not going to be looking at a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Peter, what's interesting is I don't think players like the Internet Kid are really looking to ladder. They're here to win. They're really going to go hard at winning first place. Like Randy said, Paperboy with that jam is sort of making a statement that he's here to win first place, and he's not really looking to ladder.
Yeah, and you saw that last hand there. Paperboy just opened Ace-4 suited, Internet Kid 3-bet the Ace Jack, and that's what I was saying earlier, was that the guys that are near, above the short stack but don't have that big of a stack, 20 big blinds, really should tighten up a bit, because those big stacks are just going to kind of play back at you, and you really can't do anything, even if you suspect something. That's why, even though Internet Kid did have the better hand of Ace Jack, he wasn't looking to call or shove there. But Paperboy just forced to kind of fold his hand. That's why, like, when you open jam a hand, like pocket fives like that, you kind of just shut out your opponent from making a play at you. Obviously, on the flip side, sometimes your opponent wakes up with big hand, you're out. But that's what you'd be thinking about.
Donkey picking up the best hand, pocket tens.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, to be honest, because the Donkey's got 31 big blinds. What do you think? You think this is a call, a shove all in, a 3-bet? I can see it. I think if you re-raise, you should be going all in. I don't like re-raising small. Otherwise, I would just call.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to call. Re-raising would really put you in a tough spot because you don't really want to play a big pot, especially when you're like second or third in chips.
Hmm. Well, I mean, obviously, good. This is the flop where it's pretty easy to play. We'll see how it still stabs or not.
Bank's name, I do see this board.
Yeah. So I think that's the best way to play tens. Is to stop a set.
How is this an
So, looks like Internet Kid is he's betting out here. A set of tens. You know, I actually don't mind the call on the flop. It's just like I'm telling you, it's a disaster if you happen to get it all in, even with a strong hand like this. Just because there's that guy with 4 big blinds, you know, I mean, it's scary.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one on the stream at the moment. So Donkey 7 has got pocket tens. He definitely wants value. Internet Kid gets there. Look at that. Oh my god. So Donkey's gonna be really sick to the stomach at this moment. And the Internet Kid is just wondering how much should I bet? He's obviously gonna make it really small. But yeah, sizing is gonna be very important. You don't want to get a fold. Donkey did call 2 streets, so he is repping a reasonable hand where he can at least call a small bet.
I think this bet sizing, I'm definitely just side folding. You know what I mean? I'm really surprised he checked back the turn. I guess he's trying to not accidentally bust before Soros, and it end up costing him the passive play in multiple streets is actually cost him this pot somehow, right? Because he could have potentially 3-bet pre-flop. He could have raised the flop. He could have bet the turn when it was checked to him, you know. And that's the thing. When you're in the middling stack, it's just so nice to be the chip leaders. People just give you opportunities.
Yeah, it as a chip leader, you're really not trying too hard to do much, but then the moment you're in the middle of the pack, you really have to play perfect.
Okay, so Paperboy here. Personally, me, I'm just open jamming this hand. I could see him limping, but I would have just shut out the action right away of 18 big blinds. Because, look, okay, I'm glad he limp called this shot.
Yeah, that was the right play.
Yeah,
oh my
I'm like,
god.
because that was a big hand. Because look, Internet Kid's down to 44 million right there. Because you did say something, right? Like, these guys are playing to win. Because if he was playing to ladder up, those nines would not play the hand the way he just did it right now.
Yeah, he actually was laying the trap. He knew he's gonna get raised. He knew the Internet Kid is not gonna, just let him walk and see a flop for free. And worked out really well for him. Internet Kid has had a decent hand, went for the shove, and the nines were pretty happy.
He called him so fast with the 2 nines. I loved it. We haven't seen many hands so far, but Paperboy is giving me those vibes like this guy's shooting for the top. Sure, he came in like in 5th place in stack size, but right now I'm really liking the way he's playing. He's just going for it.
Yeah, he's definitely being the most aggressive player at the table right now. The Internet Kid is not gonna like the fact that he's lost a bunch of chips after he did chip up a little bit from his starting stack. He still does have a lot of chips to play with, and Soros is still hanging around.
Yeah, Soros is actually making it really annoying for the guy on the right? He's like, man, will this guy just bust so I can start playing some hands? I imagine they're going to be pretty tight. I wonder if Queen 7 will make a statement and potentially defend. If he's folding Queen 7, that means he's just like, I'm not playing until Soros gets it all in and is out of this tournament.
Which is reasonable, right?
Of course. He's got 3.5 big blinds. He's guaranteed to get it in within the 3 hands.
Queen 6 is not good enough for Soros.
I mean, if I'm the Internet Kid, I'm raising this hand up. Like, right now, I haven't seen Tokyo play a hand yet. I haven't seen the other guy play. Like, it's just time to raise right now. If they're going to keep folding hands, it's just potentially just free chips, blinds, and antes.
I think it's an easy defend for Tokyo.
I think with this stack size, yes. With 50 big blinds, it's really hard to get coolers you out of the tournament. If I'm playing say 20 big blinds here, I recommend folding just because it's hard for you to realize all your equity. See flops, turns, and rivers. Then you got to respect the 3.5 big blind guy.
Right.
But with these bigger stack sizes, even though the other guy has a lot of chips too, it's like so unlikely it's going to like get you to lose all your whole stack.
It did go check on the flop.
Yeah, I can see it going. Okay, well, let's go check again. It kind of gives me those vibes. It's gonna go check one more time. I wonder if Internet Kid could potentially find a value bet here. It'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, some nice thin value. I think Tokyo is going to convince himself to make a small. As long as the bet is small, I think he does make the call. Goes for the check, collects the pot. Soros has to call here.
Yes,
Isn't
he's
it?
got to just.
Got to call.
He's just forced to call.
He's got to
Especially
vote.
Internet Kids has been open a decent amount, so King High is even good sometimes. Not far ahead, but it beats the Queen Jacks and things like this.
Interesting call there by the button.
Yeah, it's an interesting call. It's a little. I find it a little bit ambitious, but I actually got Soros to just like, what? Maybe some miracle happens and this guy busts before me.
Wow. I didn't see him folding that hand actually.
Yeah. I mean, against the hands he's up against, it was a great fold, but like, it's quite unfortunate. He actually had 6 big blinds to start the final table, actually down to 2 big blinds now. Bit handcuffed. That's a sweet turn, huh?
Yeah, let's see if Vadumela actually bets.
He should.
He should totally bet.
I'd go a little bit larger too. My opponent who has a big stack is checking twice. It looks quite weak to me. I would expect him to bet something that's reasonable right now. I like this. This is a beautiful play.
So it all worked out in the end. Soros now with like a blind and a half behind has 10.
2 Broadways. It doesn't matter. You got to go with it. Even if everyone calls, just close your eyes and try to get a little lucky here. And it looks like this is the one where he's going to commit.
There he goes. Ace on the
Damn.
flop. And it's over. We have our first elimination. GG. Well played there by Soros. Didn't have much to negotiate this tournament with. And found the King 10. Thought it was good. But the Internet Kid took it down with the ace.
Yeah, so with this is kind of when the tournament starts. Before the final table started, they all saw the 6 big blind guy and expected him to go out first because he's so shallow. Now everyone actually has a pretty good stack if you look at it, right? The shortest guy has 20 big blinds, which is a lot. So what that means is we're not going to just eyeball, wait for this guy to, someone to bust. And now it's kind of like who's going to be willing to fight and maybe win a couple of chips. A nice spot for Paperboy. I'm telling you, I'm a fan of Paperboy right now. He's not the chip leader, but he's betting.
He's the guy I picked. He's Ujwal. He's a man. And the fact that they're both sitting next to each other, they are going to get into a lot of spots where they're going to be playing blind versus blind, and it's going to be super interesting. We haven't seen much from Donkey and Tokyo. Donkey did lose a big hand to Internet Kid, but we haven't seen Tokyo play at all. So he definitely needs to wake up with a few hands.
6-5 suited. To me, it's a mandatory call. This stack def. You got 20 big blinds. It's about 2 more big blinds. You got position. Guys raising garbage. Yeah, I like this call. Pre-flop, flop, and flushes. This is an easy hand to play.
That's the right play.
Well, it's a nice time to get into this table. I see things have already exploded out here.
Absolutely. Yeah, Donkey 7 just loving life right now.
Well, come to me, said the spider to the fly.
Look at that smooth call here. Man, this is actually Internet Kid, man. It's a disaster, man. This guy's lost the pot. And now he's turned top pair in a spot where he thinks he's probably going to value bet this guy.
Interesting check there by the internet kid.
I did not see that check coming.
I don't think Internet Kid's going anywhere, though. I think this is a clean double up coming for Donkey. Otherwise, this is some sick read. Perfect sizing from Donkey, actually, because when his opponent checks the queen, it actually looks a little weak. So he's trying to target those 10x's with a single spade, you know, those 8x's. Right. I think the sizing's good. And wow, no way! This guy just folded queen.
Wow. I do not believe that.
Bow down to the internet kid, even though my internet's not very great right now. But that was so reading. What did I miss something?
That was some 6-hole read there.
Yeah, that's an amazing read. I don't know how he did it. Really, like.
Is he watching the stream? How is he doing this?
It's impossible. Oh wow, that's a sick.
In fact,
I expect him to be a short stack.
I was going to ask Randy if you should be betting there, because as internet kid, you really want to value bet your queen. You don't want Donkey to be just getting a free river with a random spade, because you don't have one in your hand, and obviously since you don't block any spades, you can be reasonable about the fact that your opponent can have one, and he did not bet, which was one thing, and then he just folded. Wow.
I agree. I actually do think normally the queen 5 is a bet, because Donkey's range there is very heavily weighted towards a one pair in a spade hand, or maybe even a naked spade. Right. So you're out of position. It's quite vulnerable. It's a little bit of a loose call here with the queen jack on the button, but he did make one of these calls before and took it away, and I think he's gonna take it away again potentially, right?
Yeah.
Pocket jacks, man. No one loves this hand.
No one loves it when it comes ace king 9. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, probably one of the worst flops you want to see with the jacks.
Right. Not Wadumela takes that one down. Lots of scare cards there.
I like the way he does choose a little bit looser hand selection pre-flop. I'm not sure how to say his screen name too well, but like his post-flop is pretty good so far. I liking the spots he's stabbing. Just really kind of taking it. And, the internet kid is getting involved a lot, but he's not being crazy, which is some quite interesting style. But this is crazy now. 5-3 offsuit.
Yeah. Put on your seatbelt, boys.
See, pocket jacks. It just makes people crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
I was gonna say I'd be shocked if Paperboy folds King 9, given the way he's been playing. I think he's got like a game plan for internet kid, and it's working. And like your internet kid, you raise 5-3 offsuit, and you get one of these, and it's bad as it gets.
That's really bad. It's one of the worst flops for pretty much your range, and it's scary to be betting there. So I think a check's good. To see whether he wants to bet the ace.
It's still tough because it's kind of a guessing game. So if say he bets a turn, he will actually get called a lot, whether it's an ace X or like a combo pair draw, right? So he doesn't know what's happening. He almost has to like blindly fire a turn and river if he bets the turn. So he has to fire it. Yeah, he's gonna go for the super delayed river bet, I imagine. Unless Paperboy wants to do something a bit crazy and kind of turn his hand to a bluff. But I feel like he's got to bet to a 5-3 high. He can get better hands.
Do you like the 5-3 3-bet pre-flop?
Wow, he just gave it up. So internet kid, he's giving me these vibes of he's doing aggression, but his post flop is kind of like a one and done a little bit more lately.
And also, I think it all comes back to the initial thing you were saying about the stack sizes are relatively decent. Everybody can afford to play post flop, so the internet kid is sort of unable to put pressure with his pre-flop action, and he's going to more flops, and I think he's choosing weaker hands in certain spots where uh, this shove is crazy. You want it crazy?
No, I'm just thinking King Jack suit. Oh, I think you got to fold this, but man, because he's got 24 big blinds. Oh, he makes the call. It's amazing.
Wow.
Okay.
I did not see that. Oh my god. I was like, this is going to get pulled real quick.
I think I don't even know poker anymore.
These guys are here to win it. You said it right away, Richie. You said these guys are not here to try to ladder up. They're here to win it. Donkey, Internet Kid, and Paperboy are showing that right now.
Guessing there's another all-in coming up.
Yeah, he's going with the fours.
The Internet Kid might be out next. I can't believe it. Wasn't he the once upon a time chip leader?
Yeah. So safe for the moment is the Internet Kid.
Yeah, he's down, but he's not out.
Yep. Always a dangerous player is Karthik Ved. He's got a fair amount of titles on his poker resume, so let's not count him out just yet.
A lot has changed since we begun.
Clearly.
Donkey now.
Donkey, he's the chip leader. He's like, you know what? I'll show you how it's done.
Yeah, something about Donkey 07 and flushes.
He's got most of it so far.
Yeah.
Any reasonable bet should take this down.
Yeah, man, everyone's kind of like really fighting for it so far. It's Tokyo's turn next, right? Because all other four guys are just really battling hard.
I think Tokyo is like watching a movie or, just listening to music. He's chilling. He's like, these guys are crazy. I'm going to get a ladder. Let these guys play. And I'll probably pay for the top 3 or the top 2. It looks like he has a hand to play with.
Yeah, decides to go for a limping strategy or raising. I like the limp personally with 2 deuces. You raise, you get called. It's so hard to play at post flop.
Right.
And just easy check fold, in my opinion.
Being a little coy, setting a little bit of a trap there, but it's not the nicest of flops in that sense.
It's pretty cautious. I'd hope you start betting now. It's getting a little bit too crazy of a board for me.
The 6 of diamonds brings in so much.
Nano no Go us and Paperboy delivers.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. The man with the unpronounceable username.
I think we should just call him Vadumela. I think Vadumela. Yeah.
That's the deal with his username. It's not Vadumela. So I don't know.
Beautiful. You're smarty there.
Hell, those who can't play poker make fun of usernames. What can I say? All right. Ace Jack raises it up. Tokyo 999 with a bet out there. And bet. I don't think.
This is good enough to see a flop personally, especially as a chip leader. You got a lot of stack to play for. Middling stacks, they kind of don't go crazy barreling off post flop. So if you flop a pair, you can kind of just call one and, don't expect to get barreled off as much. I guess he's decided maybe okay, who cares what I'm talking about? Look at this, 2 7s and 2 kings.
Here we go.
Hello.
That's right. Let's add some fuel to the fire here.
Internet Kid is not going to. Oh yeah, that's what I was going. I was saying he's not going to raise. He's going to jam. The way he's been playing.
Well, he's going to really feel the pain right there. And just like that, folks, the former chip leader is off this Millionaire Legends final table. Karthik Ved, aka the Internet Kid, GGWP, and all those little acronyms that are popular in online poker. Well played to him. He's taken home a decent sum of money, but that's going to hurt a little bit, guys. Considering holding that kind of a stack, he would have hoped to trunk a lot more deeper than that.
For sure. And coming in to the tournament, to the final table with the chip lead, he'll be definitely disappointed. Couple of spots where he got unlucky, and then obviously, like Randy was saying, the post-flop situations that he got into were sort of unfavorable for him. But yeah, I think he did well. He was, ready to take the risk because he wanted to, go for the first place, and such things happen, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you always hear people saying you got to go for the first place, and the flip side is sometimes you're gonna bust fifth or sixth
Yeah.
going for first place, right? And he jammed that ace seven, I believe, into the king jack suited, and that was almost a coin flip, and he lost that one because Donkey was just, I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm still gonna call you king jack pre-flop 25 big blinds, and this is how it goes, and you play for the win. You're gonna have some high variance plays, and you're going to be out sometimes. It's just the way of the game. It's not as simple as, oh, I've got a big stack, I be aggressive, I always win. No, it's I be aggressive and I sometimes lose.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the way it works.
Yeah.
And in case our viewers who are just joining us, if you haven't caught the top half of our broadcast, let me just remind you there's a contest question that we floated. And if you are the lucky winner of that contest question, provided you, of course, give us the right answer, and you mention your Spartan Poker ID as well as tagging 3 of your friends, you will get a ticket into the Recharge tournament worth 2,200 rupees. And the question of that is, who is the gentleman who kickstarted the World Series of Poker, the WSOP, everyone's aim, who started off the WSOP back in the 1970s? I'll give you a hint. He's from Vegas. Well, that's not much of a hint, but hey, that's the question. Get your answers out there with your Spartan ID, tag 3 of your friends, and we will announce the lucky winner at the end of this final table when we are probably down to heads up. Back to the action, guys. Ace 10 versus Ace 7.
Top 2 stacks with playable hands.
Dicey. This is getting dicey. Ace 7, probably see a flop and just hope you hit something. This is not too nice for him.
Donkey's bet sizing has generally been, whatever we've seen so far, it's generally been on point. So I'm guessing anything fired out now, if at all, we've probably seen before.
Yeah, and he's also his pre-flop bet sizing has been very aggressive. He's sizing it up, especially in the blind versus blind spots, and he's definitely making it tougher for Vadumela in this case.
Yep. So far, the hand seems pretty fine. I can't blame Guatemala for calling Ace 7 high. It's got potentially the best hand. You got a little backdoor action here. I'm happy to just kind of check, try to get the showdown, I think. There we are. And I think Ace 10 is just going to scoop this one. So check a lot.
Yeah, I don't see the merit of betting here. Both of them have showdown value. They don't want to play a big pot with each other as well. And Donkey's going to be happy taking this pot down. He's running away with the chip lead here.
And there you go. Ashish Punot, aka Donkey 07. And now, with Big Slick,
Easy game.
easy game. Well said. I mean, all this 24 tabling stuff with Randy and all, I mean, come on. You just have to have good cards. That's all you need.
Hey, it doesn't mean he's going to win this pot. If Guatemala has been seeing some flops, and Jack Knight suited can do a little cracking here. I mean cracking, right? It's just Ace King is unpaired. Look at
What?
this.
That's
Look
what
at
you said.
that.
You tell me Donkey's flopping everything. He's got Ace King high on this board. It's terrible.
Ashish Punot not feeling too happy at the moment, I'm guessing. But yeah, Guatemala, he's definitely looking to call this bet for sure.
He might be check raising. This is it's a very small bet. Looks a little weak to me. I wouldn't mind if you check raise. Of course, check calling is fine too. We'll see which one works. It does check call. Okay, let's check again. Well, I mean, the Jack 9, it's got to bet, right? Like, you just got Jack high?
You got Jack high, you have to bet.
Come on, baby. Jacks.
The Queen's not going to be a great card for the Ace King as well. It does make the one pair hands a little stronger, and yeah, it's going to be a tough call.
Spot. Yeah, it's a tough spot. The good thing of Ace King is he doesn't block any of the club draws. Wow, beautiful call. This guy's
Wow.
Beautiful call. He doesn't block any of the club draws. He doesn't block any of the straight draws either. and
Correct.
I think it's sort of the no nut uh, hand, a no pair nut hand, and yeah, beautiful call. I think very tough spot actually. Easy for me to say though, but and it was quite a big bet as well. 7 million,
Yeah.
700,000 into 1.2.
Yeah, that's a good point. The main point is he doesn't block those draws he's trying to pick off,
Yeah.
and when you do that, then your call becomes so much better.
Like
This was-
I think the ace king is better than say pocket nines or not pocket nines, pocket tens. I think the ace king is better than pocket tens in this case because you don't block any of those straight hands.
Wow. Talk about hitting it hard.
no one cares about that hand anymore. Look at this one. It's set versus
Wow.
top pair flush
Wow.
draw.
Ashish, what did you eat and drink this morning, this afternoon? Because,
Wow.
my God, that's running hard.
This is quite unbelievable. Everyone's got something, and no one's gonna want to fold here.
Oh, nice fold for 2 9s. That's a big fold, and it's the correct
Big
one
fold.
so far.
Big fold.
I tell you what, Paperboy is on the side just giggling away. Let these guys get into each other and be done with it. It just means one more step up the ladder, one more better payout as we go along.
We see a check raise here.
This
A
is a
small-
dream scenario.
Wow.
Obviously raising is not a problem. I don't mind calling too, just because I feel like all the chips are gonna get in anyways.
Burden.
This works. Bam, safe.
Wow.
Well, there you go. 3 of a kind for Vadumala, taking down
Wow.
that massive pot. And now at
Massive.
even Stevens with the former chip leader.
Yeah,
Boy.
he's the chip leader, with very few chips at that though.
That was crazy. What a hand.
I feel like chips has been splashing a lot.
Yeah. And what's happening is whichever player is really asserting their dominance, really going really hard at it, they're being awarded. And we saw Donkey be fearless against the internet kid, and now Padumala getting there, going for the shove with the sixes. Not the hardest of decisions to be made, but yeah, they're here to play, and
I mean, look at this one, right? He's raising 9-7. He's the new chip leader. Everyone, when they get the chip lead, they just
Yeah.
feel like they got to be aggressive. And here he goes, 9-7 high, just getting it done.
the first hand you have to raise. It's a prerequisite.
Like a little karma thing going, man. I've made all these riches with these extra chips. Might as well give some away too.
Yeah. As soon as Donkey got the chip lead, he had 2-4 of diamonds and he went in with the raise. Yeah. So yeah,
But I'm guessing the other players are no slouches themselves, so they'll be on the lookout for a little more aggression the moment these chips go up in each of their stacks. So I'm guessing it's not going to be as easy as that. And for our viewers, I must tell you that the reason why we are so excited about all of this is the fact that two things. One, of course, is that the winner of this Millionaire Legends tournament gets a seat at the Masters table. And backing
sorry.
will stop you from doing that, but let's see
I'm
if we have
sorry.
an exciting hand. I'll come back to what I was telling right after this hand. Black Kings for Tokyo 999. I'm wondering what he will do.
Yeah, he's just going to ship it in.
That's a 800,000 pot that goes Tokyo 999's way. And coming back to what I was saying, there are two things to this final table. As with some of our other feature tables, the winner gets, of course, in this tournament, 36 lakh rupees. That's the first prize up top for the winner of the Millionaire Legends. And they will also get a seat into the IOPC Masters table that takes place at the end of this IOPC schedule. And there you have a Breitling Avengers custom watch. And as I'm saying it, there's more potential fireworks set to happen.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, finish what you're talking about because look at this hand coming up.
I think every time I'm about to say some stuff, there's like more hands that are going up against
I
each other.
love it. I just feel like you should just keep talking about the
No,
contest.
man, we're here to do some commentary. I don't want to like finish this final table in a heartbeat, but it looks like it's going that way. Ace Jack for Paper Boys. He goes all in. And
Yeah, he's only got
Ashik,
what, the 2 jacks left in the deck. This is bad news.
Easy fold for Tokyo.
Oh boy,
Oh,
Wow.
such a sweat right there. And that,
Yeah.
as they say, is the end of that. Paperboy on his way out. Richie, your boy didn't go the distance.
I am heartbroken, but he did play really well. He did play really well. He got carded for a bit, and he had to go with Ace Jack. Randy, in that position, I don't think we're really holding back with the Ace Jack.
Yep, I think that hand is perfectly fine. Coolers happen. Tokyo would have folded his hand. It's all right, but I like the way he played.
He did.
Thought he played pretty good.
And it's
I'll
down to the
tell you
final
this
three.
though, Tokyo. Okay, he's been the least crazy of all the guys, but he's in the top 3 right now. So you don't need to be crazy to make some money in
don't.
this game.
Absolutely not.
Having said that, Queen 4 offsuit, let's go.
Let's go.
He was pretty quiet though for a fair bit of that of his stay at the final table. He didn't get too crazy except for the hand that we just saw where he got busted out. That
Yeah.
was a big hand, but he's been relatively quiet before that. So yeah, smooth sailing. Got a couple of people out of the way. Got those 2 extra pay jumps.
You know what that was, Peter? That was a pay
That's
jump.
an all-in. That's an all-in.
This is pay jump aggression right now. He's like, I just made
Wow.
some money. Let me
Let's
just use
do
that
it.
money.
And this is what it is. The pay jump is playing such a big factor in the decision making that Donkey can just shove on Tokyo all day, and Tokyo has to fold like pretty much 90% of his range. And on the flip side, Tokyo has a stack which is not really small, so Donkey doesn't want to call him off light. So the whole dynamic is very interesting, and it'll be fun to see what Tokyo does here. He's got 15, 16 big blinds. He's not a short stack, and what am I like
Yeah.
with the fields again? Looking down at a raise.
Yep, 2-5. See a flop and flop. Oh my god. Wait, Donkey's gonna lose so many chips here.
Oh my
It can't be
god!
happening all over again, man. He's going to break something out wherever Ashish Manot is sitting. Sorry, buddy. If this doesn't go your way, watch out electronics in Ashish Manot's house. Something.
Why don't I see so many sets when I'm playing? This is insane.
But not only is it a set, it's a set and the other guy gets coolered so hard, right? It's not like you make a set and he has 10 high. This guy's got top pair and flush draw. He's, oh my god, this is a dream scenario every single time. And look at this run out too. Like, how can you possibly not get all the chips?
It's cooler central. You have to go broke in this situation.
Well, he's just wondering whether he needs to put it all in there right now and just string him along.
I
Both of
would
them-
shrink along personally. There's nothing to be scared of, real literally.
Yeah, there you go. And just like that, Wadumala is just like, come to me. Ashish Manot, he's just ready to give some more chips away on this one.
When you actually look at it, the run out is not scary at all. There's no flush. The way the pre-flop action went, yeah, this was
Oh,
bound to happen. Donkey just glad that he doesn't did have some chips behind, so that he's still in the game, because there was no way he was getting away from that.
Boy, that's rough, man. I mean, twice against a set, that's
Yeah.
gotta hurt. And in barely the space of like 5 or 6 hands. So,
And you have top two, so what are you gonna do?
yeah. Well,
And
if
they were
nothing-
big pots too. They were like huge pots. They're not like 10 big blind pots. These are so big.
big all-in pots, yeah, for sure. And as these two decide what they want to do with this hand, let me take you through all the finishers thus far. The first off this table was, of course, the very intriguingly named Sorrow Struck Tudor. That's Nagendra Vadlamani, who finished. He was the short stack, of course, the first one to get eliminated, and he took home just a little over 7.1 lakh rupees. Next up was the Internet Kid, who we thought will go a long, long way. He was the chip leader, but he's the one who got out. Next, taking home 9.39 lakhs for his finish in 5th place. Boy, there's some serious thought here. Man, I should stop talking, man. It's like There's something or the other that goes on every time I come up with some of these announcements.
Every 5 minutes, the chips and the whole aggression, the chip leader, everything is just changing so drastically. Tokyo is like second in chips now, technically, and he has not played like a hand yet.
Yeah, this is really a dream scenario for our chip leader here because the two guys have the same stack. At this point, it's even though you're playing for the win, the chip leader has so many more chips than you really need to think about the ICM and just try to outlast your opponent now. What that means is Watermelon can actually jam very wide. It looks like he actually tried to set the trap here. I personally would probably still keep raising because Tokyo and Donkey don't really have incentive to raise the big blind when Watermelon limps because it's like free flops when they shouldn't be getting free flops.
Right.
And they just have to fold every time Vadumala goes all in. They just have to fold because calling him off is like ICM suicide because you have the same amount of chips. You don't want to play for your tournament life at this moment, and you want to steer clear of the chip leader at this point.
Yeah. So the chip leader really can just shove the button, open raise at the minimum. He definitely should be playing this hand. I mean, just do not fold.
Love it. 8-5, same colors. It's all good. It's all good when you're chip leader.
Yeah, he's getting the same hand to fold. What a dream. I don't fault him for folding, really. Like I said, it's just a shoving game for the short stacks and just try to hang in there.
Yeah, gonna be a walk.
And coming back to the people who finished up on this final table, the last elimination was, of course, Ujjwal Narwal, who was Richie's pick for someone who might get down to the last two and maybe even take home the title. But Paperboy, as Ujjwal plays under, well, he was the guy who got knocked out in fourth place, taking home 11.85 lakhs. And once again, 8-5. What's the deal? Peter, shuffle that deck a bit more.
I'd imagine Watermelon should be firing his flop a lot, and the reason is, look, when you limp against this stack, if the big blind's shoving any ace, I tell you, almost any king, right? So like when it comes ace king in a limp pot with this stack size, he never has anything.
Yeah, totally dream spot. These guys are just gonna have to pick up a hand really quick.
And nothing seems to be coming thus far. There have been some very ordinary looking hands, but the chip leader is definitely not shying away from just putting a little bit out there.
Funny thing is that even if you pick up a hand, you don't want to play for your tournament life. So unless you really have a super strong hand, like the top 5%, you aren't really loving your life at that point.
You know what's crazy is that you got to remember, not too long ago, Donkey was the guy that was about to win this tournament, right? Now he's the guy just trying to hang in there.
Yeah, he was edging on like almost 10 million in chips, and now, well, about a tenth of that. But hey, it's never over till it's over.
Yeah, Donkey had like a big roller coaster of a tournament up till this point. He's doubled up, he's tripled up, he's knocked people out. He was the commanding chip leader, but now he is one of the shortest stacks on this table.
And what my co-commentators were mentioning earlier about those pay jumps influencing decisions, there is a fair gap between the next three spots as far as pay is concerned. 15.7 lakhs for the player who finishes in third place. The first runner-up will get 22.15 lakhs. And the winner, like I mentioned earlier, 36 lakhs for the winner up top. So there's huge jumps here to account for in your decision making.
That's 7 lakhs. That's $10,000, Randy. So it is not going to be very easy for these guys to just give up on that kind of equity.
Hello, Jack. There we go. Finally, Tokyo hit something.
It's something. There's an overcard out there, so it's not that lovely. Let's see if he decides to go for it. I like the check. I think it's fine. You still want to try to get the showdown when you can.
And against the chip leader, you don't want to bet and have him jam on you. So you would love to really keep the pot small or sort of be in a check call sort of position,
Well,
and then you turn two pair, river two pair. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think the flush is scaring anyone, but well, there we go.
Oh,
Check.
Yeah, back. That's surprising. Um,
Wow.
that's a misvalue in my opinion. Well, I mean, he wasn't gonna get called, but I think that's a little bit too tight.
yeah, he had to bet there. He's not going to pick up two pairs a lot, and when he does, he has to try and extract as much value as possible.
Maybe Tokyo just forgot. He was just like, "Oh man, I'm trying to outlast Donkey Game. I forgot I'm supposed to be betting post flop."
Yeah, you can't be a bystander anymore, not with those kind of stacks. And there we go. With an all-in and claims that pot.
Donkey picks up some chips there. He's now second in chips, about 3 million ahead of Tokyo. 300,000, sorry.
I guess the question is, who's first? Who's gonna go all in? Who's gonna get either elimination or double first?
Yeah, looks like
Well,
yeah, Donkey's definitely gonna jam here.
oh,
Wow, that's wow! And he got the 2-5 to fold. Amazing.
Wow, he found the fold. I think folding there is not that much of a mistake. What do you think, Randy? Do you think it's too tight?
No, I think that's the correct fold. I'm just surprised the King 4 suited just went for it.
Yeah, me too. I did not expect that. I didn't see that coming at all. Ace King easy shove.
Yeah, but the 2-5s is definitely the right fold. There's a chance the other guy just busts out your opponent for you. You're not that far. You're probably not even ahead of the opponent's range. That was like the one hand you're up against that you do beat. Here, the Queen 10's out. Wow, this is people are just dodging these bullets right now.
well, folks, if you're still part of the broadcast at the moment, you can stay around a little more longer while we get in touch with the winner at the end of this tournament and have a few words with him, like we did in the previous one. So we hope to get the winner, whoever it might be, on a call. And yes, we can definitely ask certain people why their usernames can't be a little more pronunciation friendly.
You'd love that, Peter.
I have some serious questions I need to ask.
I mean, we can't count the other guys out. There's miracles happen, all right? Let's see what happens. Okay. Someone's gone, I guarantee you. I don't know who it is, but someone is out.
Someone's definitely out.
Oh boy.
I think Donkey has to fold here.
He makes the call.
He does make the call. Wow.
Strangely? Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Hello. he
Just that he called it. It's never too early to call these guys out. He's just made a nice little accommodation to accumulation of chips right there.
Yeah, down to 2 blinds, Tokyo.
Boy.
With 8-3, do you just go there with
I think with those odds, you just kind of have to go for it. But hey, he picked up the best hand here of Ace 9.
man? Wow.
Wow. Well, there you go. The river card, which is the favorite card of all poker players, just in case you didn't know. Everyone loves the river. And that's one of the reasons. What? And Varumela making short work of Tokyo 999. Poor guy, I felt he hung around really well for a long time. And, well, that's how you go sometimes in these tournaments. Down to heads up between Ashish Murot, a.k.a. Donkey 07, and currently the chip leader, Varumela, with 1.57 behind him. Coming to the question that we asked earlier, the contest question, we have a winner. So stay tuned. We will be announcing it in a short while.
Donkey 07 is not afraid to play. He has taken a lot of marginal spots, which in retrospect might be folds or might be too aggressive. But he's just gone for it. He's really chosen his spots, and he's chosen to be on the more aggressive side, and he's made it. He's in the top two. He doesn't have too much of a stack, but heads up can go anywhere, and I think Randy knows this more than anyone else.
Yeah, of course. So I imagine he's going to win the spot, but if he wins the spot, he's going to have almost 20 big blinds. We'll see what happens here. But with 20 big blinds, it doesn't sound like a lot, especially when your opponent has almost 80 big blinds. But it's actually still a lot of room to play. You got a bit creativity. You can go for a little bit more limps pre-flop. It's not like your opponent can just openly jam on you with 20 big blinds, because if they make a mistake, it's disaster, right? You got 40 big blinds. So we'll see how Donkey approaches it. Is he a more raising type with this stack size? Is he more limping? Limping is optimal, I think, and I like the call here of the King 3 pre-flop.
Well, just to quickly get our contest question winner out there, I'd asked which legendary casino owner was responsible for the start of the World Series of Poker back in 1970. And the answer is Benny Binion, of course, of Binion Casinos. It doesn't exist anymore, but he is the gentleman who started all of this for poker players around the world. And the winner is a gentleman called Heart Loss. My heart goes to you, sir. Heart Loss, you win a ticket into the recharge event worth 2,200. Congratulations. And now back to the action with Ace Jack for Donkey 07.
I just want to say I was shocked it wasn't Richie to answer. Oh man, this is actually bad, huh? Like the Jack 4 just picks up the best hand. You know how many chips Donkey's gonna have after this hand?
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is bad news.
Call the ambulance.
Hey, Donkey's not getting away there.
Oh, is that it? That is it.
Wow.
And there you have it, folks. We've come to the end of this Millionaire Legends final table with the man whose name cannot be properly pronounced by any of us. Bodumela, aka Aniket Wagbare, who takes down this final table, this title of Millionaire Legends. Congratulations to Aniket. 36 lakhs going his way. And very well played to Ashish Munot, aka Donkey 07, who took first runner-up there as well. Gentlemen, I think pretty much we saw things play out the way they were meant to. There was nothing extremely untoward about the gameplay or any spots, really. I think I could, in all of the hands we saw, maybe 2 spots where they could have done something a bit different. But otherwise, Randy, I think pretty much, the way you expect things to have gone.
No, actually not exactly. I just thought this was a very interesting final table. A lot of decisions where maybe if they were playing more ICM aware, you'll see a bit more folds, and this tournament lasting a lot longer. But man, all these guys actually just went for it, playing for it to win. I respect that. I like to play that style too. A lot of big hero calls. I think one of the big ones actually was what got Internet Kid really short, was that King Jack suited call from Donkey for 23, 24 big blinds. That's a lot of big blinds, and I don't know if me or Richie would make that call personally, but that was a beautiful call. Sure, he wasn't that far ahead, but that was a really key defining hand for the Internet Kid who went out really early. And there were so many spots, right? Like even in that 3-handed, it looked like it was all our winner who eventually won, but the 2 guys had such equal stacks. 16, 20 million. He makes that call of A6 offsuit, right, and knocks out Toki there. I mean, there's some pretty tough spots here where people are just like, you know what, I want first place. Let's go.
Yeah,
Sorry, you were saying, Richie?
Yeah, so I was saying that I would probably make those folds and not be in that position to be calling for all my chips. But I think, like Randy said, these guys were really wanting first place, and nobody was ready to back down, and they just went for it. I think everybody, besides those few spots, I think everybody played really well. Nobody was really like super tight. Nobody was scared to play. So once Soros Struck Tudor went out, wow, that is really a mouthful. But once he went out, I think everybody did, really go for the win. Paperboy played really well. Internet Kid was super aggressive. I think that Jack King hand, if that doesn't go the way it did, he could have definitely had a chance to, maybe go into the top 3 and possibly even win it. So a lot of key defining moments in this final table, but I think everyone played really, really well. Besides the few spots, I think which are arguable, you know. And when you're here to play, I think you really have to put your chips in the middle to win this tournament.
Well, there you go. Fearless play. No one giving an inch here or there. And eventually, our winner, Aniket Wagmare, a.k.a. Not Wadumela, taking down this title. Remember, 36 lakhs up top for his win. And he gets not only that big amount of prize money, but also this 18-karat gold IOPC badge that's coming his way. So that, and it's not enough just there as well. He also gets a seat in the IOPC Masters event, which takes place on the 3rd of February. So there's a custom Breitling watch, that's Avengers Breitling watch, that's up for grabs to the winner of that one. So there's a lot of prizes and a lot of goodies coming the way of these winners. And I've just been told that Aniket is ready to speak to us. So just give me a minute, guys, while I connect with Aniket.
I know what Peter's first question is.
Of course.
What is
Even I know that question.
Here we go. Hi, Aniket. Peter here.
Hi, Peter. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well. I've got Randy Lou with me as well as Richard. Although they can hear you, you will not be able to hear them. So I will relay their questions to you as they come along. But first up, man, congratulations. What a fantastic way to sort of get into the heart of the IOPC schedule by winning this Millionaire Legends tournament.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a good surprise for me because I was not expecting to win this, given that final table and those players. And yeah, good start for the year.
Anyone in particular that you were thinking that you don't want to take too much of a chance with? Just bide your time.
All these guys are so much more skilled and more experienced than me. And in particular, though, I was very worried about Karthik, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because recently I've been on his tables when there are, like, during ICN sports, and I've seen how good he is, and
right.
I'm kind of scared of it. Other players also amazing, but him in particular.
Well, there you go, the internet kid getting his due, even though he didn't make it to the heads up.
Guys,
guys,
he was unlucky. He ran into my teams with the sevens also, and my 7 Shah also was kind of a cooler, I guess.
right. So I've got one question that I'm dying to ask you before I ask my co-commentators to float their questions. What's the deal with your username, man? It's like almost an unpronounceable thing.
Yeah, the pronunciation of it is the N is the N. Pronounced as N, and it's Tuadumela. So N Tuadumela.
N Tuadumela. Okay, and what's the deal with it?
Yeah, it's an African name, so it means EO meets the fire. I got it from a wildlife video I saw of a lion. So I don't know if it's appropriate for my place.
Brother, if today it isn't appropriate, then no other day is appropriate for that username. Trust me, man. It's all good. Anything you want.
Yeah, generally I'm not like a background type of player. So, but the interesting thing is, on the first day I kept the name and I played on Spartan the first day.
Mm-hmm.
I shipped a major tourney on Spartan, so it's kind of lucky also, I guess.
All right, good. Superstitions work once in a way. All right, Aniket, I'm gonna just wait for a second till my co-commentators ask me whatever questions. Guys, anything, Randy, if you have a question?
I just want to know how excited he was to hit those 2 sets and have his opponent just betting and giving him all the chips.
Randy's asking you. Randy, maybe you want to just repeat that question once more.
I just want to know how excited you were when you flopped those 2 sets and just were given so many chips in those hands.
No, it's all right. I'll repeat the question. Randy's asking, how excited were you when you hit those 2 pairs? Sorry, Randy, can you complete the question? On the last hand?
I'm talking about the two sets. I'm talking about the set of sixes and the set of fives or whatever it was.
But I was more excited and nervous when I hit those sets against the big set, and it was just pure luck, I guess, today. And I needed that, and it happened very good. I was more excited when I hit those sixes and fives for a set.
Sure you were. Of course.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to get some chips right there. So it's pretty good. Richie, anything for Aniket?
So I was speaking to the production team, and I think some of the people who reached out to Aniket, and Aniket was telling them, funny story, that probably I'll be the first person to bust out this tournament because everybody's got such a big poker resume. So next time around, when Aniket is playing this tournament, I think he'll be so more confident. And what I really want to ask him is, what is he going to do with the money?
So Richie's asking you a question we all want to know. What's the plan for the money, man? That's a lot of bills that's coming your way, man. 36 lakhs. What's the plan? You're going to bank it all?
I will just go crazy now. I think, nothing fancy, nothing extravagant. Probably invest it, probably go on a long awaited vacation now after the whole 2020 thing, and that's it, I think. More bankroll, and that's the best thing, I think, about this whole thing.
Well, spoken like a true poker player, always looking out for the bankroll. The holiday is not a bad little addition either out there. But Aniket, thank you so much for your time, man. Congratulations once again. Very well played. We're extremely delighted to have had this conversation with you. We'll let you go now. Thanks so much.
Randy, personally, I want to just say I'm a fan, amazing fan. Have you here?
Well, there you go. Randy's nodding his head in agreement, saying that yes, he is also.
Hey, I'm a big fan of you now, okay? After that way.
By the way, Aniket, before you sign off, Randy's just said that he's now become a big fan of you. So y'all can continue this mutual admiration over the course of the next few IMTC tournaments as well.
He needs to be more of my game. He will reward that shit.
He will, man. I'm sure once you get more deeper in some of these tournaments, we will definitely check that out. Thank you again so much, Aniket. Once again, very well played. Congratulations on the win. And we will hopefully see you. We'll hopefully see you on another final table really soon in this IFC. Yeah? All right. Cheers, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
What a sweet guy, man. I mean, he was just so straight up about the fact that, man, there are some serious poker resumes around me at this table, and I'm just hoping to do well enough and run deep enough. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes. He's just played really well to get to the final stages and then claims the title on his own. I think we've now come to the end of the broadcast. And,
I just have one question before we go. So before we start the stream, Randy was very curious to sort of see how the Indian poker scene and how the players play. I really want to ask Randy, what do you think about the way the whole tournament went down?
You guys are reckless. These Indian pros, you guys are all reckless. You guys are doing some crazy calls, crazy betting. But I like it because I've done a lot of commentary on some other platforms, right? And even a lot of big name pros that you guys know, the American, the European pros and stuff like this. And these guys are actually very similar. They play a very different style. And there's some outliers out there that go for the win. They always ship the tournament. This final table is just full of those guys just trying to win it. I love it. And I want to point out, yes, everyone was quite crazy and going to go for it. I actually thought the winner today was very good. He made it sound like he's not as experienced as some of these other guys, but he played phenomenal. His post-flop play was really good too. If you remember, he actually played a lot of pots against the internet kid and took it away with the weaker hands, right? Like the ace, two suit, just had a flush draw. Guys going for the queen jack, right, against the two jacks. So he played phenomenal. Really, he's being very humble, but he definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same thing, that he might not have had the most heaviest of resumes compared to a couple of the other players on the table, but he sure held his own. So, Aniket Wagmare, you can go to sleep tonight feeling a lot. Well, 36 lakhs will put you to sleep in a really nice way. So, I'm sure that's the thing.
With 36 lakhs.
Yeah, you got party it like it's 1999. It's a holiday tomorrow as well. So, I'm sure there'll be some celebrations in the Wagmare household very, very shortly. So that's it as far as the IOPC Millionaire Legends tournament for this evening was. We've got Aniket Wagmare, who's taken home the title, the 36 lakhs in cash, the 18-carat gold badge from IOPC, and of course a seat at the IOPC Masters table on the 3rd of February, where they will win a customized Avengers Breitling watch. It's been a fantastic tournament to comment on, guys. Thank you so much to Randy Liu and Richard Parida-Soam, who have graced us with their presence in this commentary session. And from me, Peter Abraham, and the rest of the crew here, we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at another IOPC event really, really soon. Goodbye.